Space is a premium in North America's fourth largest city, especially between Bay and Yonge along Adelaide Street in the heart of Toronto's financial district. Brookfield Multiplex has their sights set on building a 44-story tower beside their existing 51-story Bay and Adelaide West Tower. Besides building a skyscraper, they're also looking to repurpose the retail space that runs along Yonge Street north from Adelaide. The problem, however, is that this area has history. Not only is the building that occupies number 2 Adelaide Street a Toronto heritage building that requires maintaining its historic facade, the spot where the East Tower is to be built already has an existing footing and support columns in place from a previous project in the 90s that failed due to the economic climate of the time. Along with the footing and support columns, a 4-story parking garage was also built that is currently in use. Now, if building a skyscraper with these added issues wasn't already a big task, also include the fact that thousands of people use Toronto's underground path system daily, just meters away from this massive undertaking. Now, if this doesn't constitute a challenge, I'm not sure what does. So before anything can start going up, things need to come down. That's where Priestly Demolition's expertise comes in.
Here on this wall, there's a steel beam going right to the outside wall on this corner. Right?
Brookfield wants a skyscraper footing created out of this pre-existing mess? Well, that's exactly what they'll get. For PDI, challenge accepted.
This is the Bay and Adelaide Centre. We're doing a demolition above grade and below grade to create a new core opening for a new 50-story tower going in. We have to demolish basically 6 slabs all the way down to the bottom of the parking garage and then excavate the bottom for a new core that'll come back up through that opening. And there's 16 new columns around the perimeter of the building that have to penetrate through all 6 levels. We have about 4 months to perform this core, and then by the end of April, the excavation should be done. So May 1st, they can start to re-pour the concrete back up again. This is some of the most expensive real estate in Canada at Bay and Adelaide and Toronto. So the schedule is going to be key, and the structural reshoring of the building around the core is going to be critical as well. We typically cause a floor to actually come down by structurally failing an element, like a column or a wall, and then the floor slab will give way, and we bring it down level by level by level. In this case, this parking garage is not coming out. In fact, it's a very active parking garage. So if we're going to drive a machine on a slab, it has to be reshored and engineered to ensure that we're not going to have any equipment go through the slab.
Let's see what else is going on behind, or in this case, below the scenes.
This is the concourse level, and on the right side of this cut line is going to be the HD props. As you can see, they go up. They're right tight to the hoarding. At the end of the day, there's going to be an open hole above our head here. It's going to be letting the weather in. And on the other side of this concourse wall is the path system. This is the P1 level, and this column here is part of the existing column for the original tower that was to be built here. The tower never got built. Now this column is coming out, and then the slab gets cut right here along this red line. So there's 4 columns this way, and there's 3 columns this way. This is the P3 level, so this is the basement of the core. Once we remove this concrete slab on grade, then we're going to excavate this down approximately 4 meters for the new core.
While the levels below grade are shored up and excavated, key demolition gets underway on the surface. Crews are working to bring down the existing podium structure.
This is where the new core is going to be. Obviously, the structure above us comes down, and this is the existing ramp into the parking garage. We put some protection in here. As the concrete comes down, it's going to land on these plastic mats, and then they got to reopen this ramp eventually one day.
Yeah, keep going, keep going. Yeah, this piece is nice and free. You can keep going a little faster now.
PDI makes short work of the podium structure to make way for the real task at hand, creating a new footing for a brand new downtown skyscraper. The project as a whole is being overseen by Mario Garcia and has been broken into 3 separate jobs. The first, the main job of cutting through the section of 4 floors of parking garage and creating the new footing while removing the existing support columns is being run by Carlos Almeida. The second, the gutting and new support system at 132 Yonge Street that will house the new generator. That's being run by Jerry Kozoil. And the third, the demolition of 2 Adelaide while restoring and relocating the historic facade, which is being run by Edwin Ordonez. Removal of the heritage building begins.
Okay, boss, let's go where the action is. So like you see in this building, 2 Adelaide, that's what the Clifford is saving the upside bricks. So the ones inside, the one they don't use to restore it, so that's the one we take it out. What we're doing right now, like we're doing the abatement, so we're just using those openings for drops and take all the material and it's clean, and just removing the asbestos paper we find on the floor. Well, I can tell you, we gotta go with Clifford. We cannot go ahead of them, and they cannot go ahead of us. So we're working floor by floor. They're preparing one level, removing that level. We remove our section, then they prepare the other level. That's why I try to get ready. When they're ready to remove, they don't have to wait, and they're doing the same. They don't want to wait for us. We don't want to wait for them. And it's going well. They know they need us, and we know we need them. We gotta go like brothers, like family.
The boys at Priestly and Clifford are doing well. They're on time, which is always good, and everyone seems to be happy enough on site. The boys have got everything running smoothly. All of the external hoardings up, all of our permits are done, and now we're starting to move.
PDI and Clifford continue working in tandem during abatement and brick removal at 2 Adelaide. Meanwhile, over at 132 Yonge, a crew has begun gutting the building so that it can eventually house a new generator for both towers.
This project is like a main job. We have to remove the east wall and north wall, it's like around 1 meter, and we have lots to do. We have to chipping, lifting by crane, open the hole for the new columns. Many things. It's lots of job we have, and time. Time go fast. We have to finish like May 1st.
While one crew has been hard at work preparing 132 Yonge Street to house the new generator, another has already been breaking ground around the main core of the site.
The address right behind me is number 40 Adelaide. This is the project by which we're going to go down 5 levels. We're just starting now to open up the concourse. You can hear the hammers working in the background. Today it's a Saturday, so we're trying to focus on these big columns right beside the existing path.
Follow me, okay? Whatever bay I walk in, you guys walk the same. Let's go another 10 feet past the last column. That's our goal for today. We're gonna get all that swamp broken above it, and we can remove we're gonna clean up on Monday. We're gonna break everything by the end of the next day, using the night crew as well.
The light path foot traffic on the weekend allowed for heavy column perimeter work, but on Monday, it's back to business over the main core.
Now that we got this space cleared up, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to start cutting right behind so we can keep going with the sequencing on removals. We're going to cut all these 9 by 11 squares so we can remove them and break them out upstairs.
After cleaning up the site at grade level, workers cut through the first level and worked their way down towards the P1 level. Tackling such an enormous task of excavation can't be done in one fell swoop, so pieces of slab are broken free and hauled out by crane. Things are moving along nicely at the main pit. Let's check in with Edwin and his crew at 2 Adelaide.
¿Me puede entrar, Edwin? ¿Qué es esto, man? Oh my God, spiders! The idea here for Clifford, they're gonna do a panels. So when they're ready, they leave a cables, they cut it, lift it up.
On the east wall, it's just more or less in the section, column in between the windows. steel quite separately, and we're all separate as well. That's a bit of a design here, and this will all come off as one piece. On the outside, we'll block in that window, and we'll shotcrete the whole thing, and there'll be straps built into it for lifting it off and putting it down, right?
After Clifford finish with the panels, we come with the machine and start doing from the second floor around. And now the long reach arrived yesterday, so now we finish with the high part, bring it down and clean up, send the garbage out, backfill, and that's it.
2 Adelaide has made some steady progress, and work there is nearing its end. Let's hope for more of the same from Jerry and his workers at 132 Yonge.
Very important thing is support. We wait for more steel coming maybe today. This is lots of job for welders, for the steel guys.
They did a lot of work done here with the welders and our key guys here moving steel in and out. They did a great job here. And you can see the immense amounts of steel. These floors are sitting on foundation walls, and they're off the ground a little bit, so there's no weight on the slab below. Everything is on top of these beams.
Oh, okay.
Holding up all the weight above. And we have a lot of weight up there from the cooling towers and the building itself, the slabs, all the next 2 levels up, and everything is working perfectly.
Workers at 132 Yonge have tackled the task with speed and precision. A job almost completed and well done. Meanwhile, over at the main pit, they're awaiting the arrival of the crane so that their job can be polished off as well.
A lot of things going on today. Now I have to wait for the crane. The crane is going he's helping the guys on the other side. And then when I got the crane, I got to pick up. I got to pick up again.
And then they steal it from you?
No, once soon I have it, I got to give it back again.
The crane arrives and the last of the heavy lifting is underway.
This is a very detailed project. Shoring is in place. They've began demolition on the west side of the core, and so far things look good. Everything's on schedule. From the west side, we're going to be moving north towards the south until the ground floor is complete. And then once the ground floor is removed, then we are going to be going down to the concourse level and so on, all the way down.
I do the safety for the site here. They know what our expectations are, what the safety standards that we want here at Multiplex. So getting them on board, and they've been maintaining it and keeping it going, which has been helpful. We've had no LTIs, no lost times, very few incidences, which is good. We want to keep that momentum going.
Keeping the site free of debris is vital in maintaining a productive workflow. Priestly Demolition has the machines and crew to do just that. The meticulous shoring effort has been a great success. The temporary beams have provided the stability needed, but come out much easier than they went in.
There's 72 people from Priestly here today. We're working day and we're working night. So it's a big job, but we're on schedule, and that's the main thing. We've been without incident thus far. So it's been a very successful project.
Priestly Demolition comes through in the clutch once again. And like all families, the PDI crew breaks bread to celebrate a job well done.
Today we're going to have an on-site barbecue to celebrate the end of demolition. It's good that we're on track, and it's good that we're going to be out of the way for other people to be able to do their thing.